Rico. Yeah, this is big. And these experiences, we are able now. Which gave us the result to go to the country. We have trained over 127 Kenyans, both locally and internationally. Mostly from South Korea. They will us to train about 68 from them. We have undertaken site evaluation, come up with Siaya, Kilifi, and Kwale County. We are starting with Siaya and the construction of our first apartment in the country. We have established our regulator, which is just next door here, and the owner operator, which will construct the first apartment. This is like the year 2034, so we're switching from the first apartment in this country. Established by law or by
Which year? Yes. So in terms of the NuPEA program, our function is to assure the public of the effective and efficient use of nuclear power without unnecessary effects. Your Excellency, in some other sectors like agriculture, so we do a lot of work there. For example, some application of detectors, which we use like for checking things which are coming from our country. So the local resources
the adjustments to position the hello. Okay.
Let me explain. Last year, we studied our nuclear 1,400. Each 1,400 means the gigawatt of capacity of electricity.
As mentioned, we'll be starting shortly, so we'll have His Excellency introduce this particular function for the meantime now, and our Commission of Rights.
Design and operating, and then we operate 26.
26.
Yeah, 26.
Generate.
120 gigawatts.
120
Yeah,
gigawatts.
yeah.
What percentage of your grid is from nuclear power?
Yeah, we generating electricity from third of the country.
1/3.
Yeah.
30%.
Yeah, 30%.
Okay.
And our next is our next generation of and that is called ISM. Yes, we developed, we submitted the standard design of the program to the regulatory institute. So yeah, that is the capacity is 170 kilowatt, and this is for your picture. And when the big cost is
account in the UAE? 7 years.
Yes, all rise. His Excellency, the President. Welcome to give him a clap as he's coming in. Welcome, Your Excellency. Requested to remain silent. We'll start. Requested to remain standing as I call on Salan Ado Abdi, together with Karen Akinyi Olweni, to lead us in a short prayer before we progress with the rest of our program.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen wa salatu. Oh Allah, as we gather here today to deliberate on nuclear energy, we ask you to guide us to use the knowledge and our nation, Kenya. Oh Allah, bless and guide our President, His Excellency William Ruto. Grant him wisdom, foresight in making decisions that will shape the future of this nation. We pray in the name of Allah.
Let us pray. Almighty and everlasting God, we humbly come before you this day. Grant wisdom, knowledge, and discernment to all leaders, experts, and stakeholders present. May every discussion and decision be guided by commitment and safety. Today, grant them wisdom, integrity, and clarity of purpose. May this conference be fruitful, marked by unity, collaboration, and meaningful progress for our nation and the world. We dedicate all proceedings into your hands. In your holy name we pray. Amen. Thank you.
Let us kindly take our seats. Your Excellency, Dr. William Samoei Ruto, President and Commander-in-Chief of the Kenya Defense Forces, Honorable Opiyo Wandayi, the Cabinet Secretary for Energy and Petroleum,
all cabinet and principal secretaries present, the Governor Siaya County, Honorable James Agri Bob Orengo, Mr. William Magwood, Director General, Nuclear Energy Agency, Mr. Justus Wabuyabo, CEO, Nuclear Power and Energy Agency, Kenya, and all senior and county government officers present, all stakeholders in the energy sector. Your Excellency, allow me to invite the PS for Energy, that is Mr. Alex Washira, to come and guide us with the program. Let's welcome him with a warm clap. Karibu sana, Bwana PS.
Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of Kenya, Dr. William Samoei Ruto, our Cabinet Secretary, James Opiyo Andai, Governor Siaya, James Orengo, Chair of the Energy Committee, the Honorable David Gekaria, the distinguished members of the Energy Committee, my colleague PS, Professor Shaukat Abdurazak, CEOs, Chairmen, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Your Excellency, first of all, is to thank you very, very much for honoring us with this invitation. It speaks to the commitment that you do have towards ensuring that this dream that Kenya has of ensuring that we do have nuclear power is actualized. With those few remarks, Your Excellency, allow me to run the program. And the first person I want to invite on stage is the CEO of Nuclear Power Energy Agency, Justus Wabuyabo, to make a few remarks. Justus, please.
Your Excellency, allow me to run on the protocols already established by the PS and state as follows. Your Excellency, your presence today is a testament to your commitment to the nuclear program. Your presence also today confirms Kenya's position on building the first nuclear plant. Under your direction, Your Excellency, NuPEA is going to work in close collaboration with KenGen to ensure that we build the first nuclear power plant so as to allow our country to enjoy the benefits of nuclear technology. With those remarks, I really want to thank you and to thank all the participants who came. And before I sit down, Your Excellency, with permission, let me just request that my chairman and the board members can stand to be recognized. Our board is led by Engineer Professor Larry Gumbe, and also members of management and staff of NuPEA can stand wherever they are and wave. Your Excellency, this conference has been organized with Nuclear Energy Agency, which is an organization of the OECD, together with the US government under the Foundational Infrastructure for Responsible Use of Small Modular Reactors. We really thank our partners. God bless you and God bless Kenya. Thank you very much.
Let us give Justus Wabuyabo a round of applause. Your Excellency, this year's conference is themed around harnessing nuclear energy for Africa's sustainable development. Your Excellency, this would not have been possible to happen without the support of various partners. And in that regard, Your Excellency, allow me to invite the Commissioner from Nuclear Energy Agency, Commissioner William Magwood, to make a few remarks. Karibu sana, Magwood.
Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of Kenya, with all protocols observed, I welcome you. It's a tremendous honor to have you here. Over the last day and a half, we've been talking about how to bring nuclear power to Africa. To do so requires many, many challenging pieces to come together. You have to have a lot of resources, you have to have people, you have to have infrastructure, you have to have the framework of regulation to make sure that the plants will operate safely. But something we didn't mention today, perhaps the most important element necessary to have a successful nuclear program, you must have the leadership. Without the leadership, nothing happens. The vision is not set. the path is not taken. It's been my observation that under your leadership, your government has moved in a very, very efficient and intelligent way to establish a nuclear power program. That's why the Nuclear Energy Agency is here. Because among the countries that we have been engaged with, we think among them, Kenya is one that we believe is on the right path, and we're here to help. When I visited Kenya a year and a half ago, I mentioned that the nuclear sector is a global village, and I welcomed Kenya to that village. And as you take the steps to open the door to walk into our village, be it rest assured that we are here to support you, we are here to work with you, and we are here to provide whatever advice necessary to assure your success. We are committed to that. I am committed to that. Once again, I thank you for being here and for honoring us with your presence. Thank you, Mr. President.
Let us give Commissioner Magwood another round of applause. Indeed, Commissioner Magwood has said that, Your Excellency, that with your leadership, this project has to succeed. We thank you very much for the support that you have so far shown us. Your Excellency, with your permission, this would not have also happened. We need to recognize a few leaders, Your Excellency, and I want to start with the Energy Committee. Please, members of the Energy Committee of the National Assembly, please be upstanding. We have Mheshimiwa Elisha Odhiambo from GEM, and we have our chairman, the Honorable David Gikaria, member of Nakuru East. Thank you very much. Your Excellency, with your permission, we do have our host county. Please allow me to welcome none other the governor of Siaya County, the Honorable James Agre Bob Orengo, to come on stage and give a few remarks.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of Kenya, and all protocols observed. We began this journey sometime last year when we attended a conference in Vienna. And when we were in Vienna, Siaya was really in the periphery until one of the potential host counties declined to have this program hosted in that particular county. Since then, we have been moving at a speed at which I am very, very, very impressed about. And I want to tell our people that having a nuclear program, if you want to go to Canaan, is a must. And all the countries which do not suffer energy deficits and have alternative sources of power, they have had to go nuclear. That is a pointer that is the direction to go. In Siaya, I want to pay tribute to the departed hero Raila Amolo Odinga, because we had an engagement with the entire leadership in Siaya talking about nuclear energy and why Siaya should host the first plant. And I'm glad from then on, there's been very little resistance. The concerns are really about health, safety, and security. If those can be addressed and people brought on board, there should be no problems with having the first plant in Siaya. And I urge that before the nuclear lobby, anti-nuclear lobby invades Siaya, we move with a lot of speed to get a buy-in from the people, because a lot of times there's a lot of propaganda. Already they're saying that if you go that direction, we cannot have children, all sorts of propaganda. But I hope with the engagement we have had with the KenGen, with the ministry, and with NuPEA, we've started this journey firmly and with a clear destination. If Kenya wants to be in the first world, we must go nuclear. I thank you. Asanteni sana.
Let us give another round of applause to Honorable James Orengo. Honorable James Orengo and the good people of Siaya have given us a home, and it's very good to hear that you are confirming that indeed, with a home for nuclear, then Siaya can be also Singapore, and the destination is Singapore. With those few remarks, ladies and gentlemen, please allow me to welcome our Cabinet Secretary, the Honorable James Opiyo Wandayi, to make his remarks and invite our chief guest, His Excellency the President, Dr. William Samoei Ruto. Thank you.
Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of Kenya, Dr. William Samoei Ruto, and all protocol observed. Allow me, Your Excellency, to join the speakers who have come before me in appreciating your kind gesture in gracing this very, very pivotal conference. Your Excellency, this conference couldn't have come at a better time. This conference is coming at a stage when Kenya is now on the trajectory, proper trajectory, Your Excellency, or towards establishing the first nuclear power plant in this country. Your Excellency, the benefits of energy generally cannot be overemphasized. Your Excellency, through your guidance, you have challenged us as a ministry to steer the generation of additional 10,000 megawatts of electricity within the next 7 years. Your Excellency, this nuclear power plant is going to play a pivotal role, a key role in enabling us to get there. Your Excellency, energy is clearly an important enabler. Firstly, towards the achievement of the bottom-up economic transformation agenda. Secondly, Your Excellency, the achievement of Vision 2030. And more importantly, Your Excellency, towards the realization of the Sustainable Development Goals of the UN, especially number 7, Your Excellency. And Your Excellency, nuclear energy has been proven, again, from experience and research, that it provides a very, very stable baseload. Your Excellency, we need that baseload for us to progress into the future with a grid that is stable, that is resilient, that can power our transformation, that can help us leapfrog into the first world country that you have guided us that we must get into. Your Excellency, I don't wish to say much more than that, but therefore I want to appeal to all of us to be upstanding as we welcome His Excellency the President to address the conference. Welcome, Your Excellency. Welcome.
Thank you very much, James. Please, let's take our seats. Asanteni sana. Let me take this opportunity, first and foremost, to welcome all the participants from different parts of the world to this very important nuclear conference. I take this opportunity to welcome all delegates, and I said this is a landmark international conference on nuclear energy. This conference is very crucial because the deliberations here will set a new paradigm for many countries, especially in the global south, on a critical source of energy. No country in the world has ever achieved its development ambitions without adequate and reliable energy. Energy is the lifeblood of industrialization, innovation, and economic transformation. It powers our factories, fuels our enterprises, and enables the productivity that drives growth and prosperity. It is for this reason that we in Kenya have made a deliberate and strategic decision to significantly expand our energy capacity and diversify the sources of that energy. From our current installed capacity of 3,300 megawatts, we are committed to scaling up by another 10,000 megawatts in the next 5 to 7 years. And I'm proud to announce that 3,000 of these megawatts, or 30%, will be generated from nuclear source. I had the occasion yesterday with my brother James Orengo in Siaya County to discuss with the people in Siaya what the opportunities that will be presented by this facility that will be hosted in Siaya County. As has been said, we have three locations, one in Kilifi, one in Kwale, and one in Siaya. The county that Orengo was referring to that initially declined, they have since changed their mind. And they've come back to me and say, is there any possibility or opportunity for us to reconsider our decision? I told them, it's too late. Wait for the next time. Consequently, Kenya plans to commence construction of a 2,000 megawatt nuclear plant in Siaya County from next year, with commissioning of the project in 2034. Ladies and gentlemen, it is not lost on me that the word nuclear often evokes fear and uncertainty in the minds of many. There is a perception that nuclear energy poses significant danger to human beings. This perception, while understandable, is not supported by any evidence. In fact, nuclear energy has been safely and reliably used for decades by the world's most advanced economies to power their development. France, for example, has relied on nuclear energy since the 1970s, which today accounts for 70% of its electricity generation. Similarly, the United States has operated nuclear power plants for over 60 years, with nuclear energy contributing nearly 20% of United States electricity mix and providing dependable baseload power. Here in Africa, South Africa stands as the continent's pioneer in nuclear energy, having begun generation in 1980s through the Koeberg Nuclear Power Station near Cape Town. With an installed capacity of about 1,860 megawatts, the facility has provided decades of safe and reliable baseload power, currently contributing up to 6% of the country's electricity supply. This experience demonstrates that nuclear energy is both feasible and sustainable when supported by strong institutions and sound regulatory frameworks. This is why nuclear energy and nuclear technology have been identified by the United Nations as key enablers in achieving the 17th Sustainable Development Goals. Beyond providing reliable power, nuclear energy offers several additional benefits for emerging economies such as Kenya, allow me to highlight a few. First, nuclear energy is clean. It provides virtually no greenhouse gas emissions, making it a powerful ally in our fight against the effects of climate change and in achieving our national carbon reduction goals. Second, nuclear energy is reliable. Nuclear power plants operate round the clock, providing stable and consistent supply of electricity that is crucial for industrial use and grid sustainability. Third, diversifying our energy mix with nuclear power reduces reliance on volatile fossil fuel markets, enhancing energy security and strengthening national resilience. I was having a conversation with James this morning, Minister for Energy, on the situation that is going on globally and the effects it's going to have on our energy requirements. And fourth, the development of a nuclear power program brings significant investment in infrastructure, creates jobs from highly skilled engineers and technicians to support services, and facilitate the transfer of advanced technology, stimulating growth across multiple sectors of our economy. We all know that already we have a pool of engineers, not enough, but sufficient for us to begin this journey. The training has gone on in different parts of the world of the engineers that are now based in Kenya, training in the US, training in South Korea, and many other areas. And we are seeking to continuously train, and I was happy to hear from the chairman, Mr. Larry Gumbe, that now we are domesticating that training in our universities in Kenya and Tibet as well, so that we can train more engineers, more technicians to be able to underwrite and undertake this very important development. We are on course developing the first 1,000 engineers, very high-level engineers, and it is the reason why I did ask Professor Shokat, who is here with us, who was a senior director in IEA, to come and work with me in developing Kenya's high-quality human capital to be able to undertake projects like this. And I am very confident that under his stewardship, we have now a dedicated State Department for Research, Training, Innovation under Professor Shokat. And that will accelerate the training of the necessary human capital to undertake this great leap that we want to push our country. You've heard from many speakers here that we have made a conscious, deliberate, and strategic decision that we are moving our country to the first world. There are many variables. To Canaan, through Singapore, and many in between, but the destination is the same. The integration of nuclear energy into our national grid, therefore, represents a strategic transition towards securing a stable long-term solution for Kenya's rising electricity demand. With an operational lifespan of between 60 and 80 years and a capital recovery period of less than 20 years, nuclear power stands as a cornerstone of intergenerational sustainable development. And when I say that we have a rapidly rising demand, I witnessed it firsthand day before, in Homa Bay, in Homa Bay County, when we went to commission one of our transmission lines. And the information we got from the ground is that in this part of Kenya, in Homa Bay, there were many factories had relocated to a different place because there wasn't sufficient supply of energy. And when we completed the transmission line, within 2 months, consumption went up twofold. Same with what we did in Mombasa, when we energized the 400 kVA something in Mariakani. Again, the effect was immediate. It tells us there is a lot of constraints in our economy because of insufficient energy supply. And that is the reason why we are making this strategic decision that we want to triple our energy supply in Kenya. And we are making that strategic decision because we see the value in how that will take our transformation. By optimizing our energy mix through nuclear power, Kenya will realize a significant reduction in electricity costs of between 4 and 5.5 US cents a unit. It is very important. I did ask Mr. Magut, and for a moment I thought Mr. Magut comes from Kabianga. He told me he comes from Sweden because of his name. That it is the case that nuclear power is not only baseload, but it's available to us at half the current cost we are paying. We are paying an average of 9 US cents. We can significantly reduce that to between 4 and 5 US cents and make our economy competitive. And I have given in the energy space that we have to generate 10,000 megawatts. We don't have an option. And we are not talking up, 2034 is nuclear, but in between here, we have to accelerate generation. Hopefully, in the next 6 months, we should be able to generate 600 megawatts from LNG and onward to 1,000, maybe 200 megawatts in the next year. And we should be able to make much more progress in that direction. We did ask Parliament to remove the restrictions that had, and I talked to these two gentlemen. I also agree with the governor of Siaya that we need to move faster with the correct information before the fake news and the misinformation and the disinformation get to the people on the ground. And I think there is already a strategy that has been developed by the Ministry of Energy in consultation with all the other stakeholders. The government of Kenya has continually undertaken open and transparent engagement with all relevant stakeholders, including host communities, to ensure that the development of the nuclear power program remains fully aligned with the frameworks, protocols, and safeguard systems of the international nuclear regulatory regime, and the participation of the Director General of OECD countries nuclear in this meeting is significant comfort that we are working with partners who have proven track record on handling matters nuclear. Development, ladies and gentlemen, is for the people, and it must be done with the people. I urge all stakeholders, including county governments, to engage deeply with this program and to support officials and community leaders to understand and even to visit some of the areas that this program has successfully been implemented. To the people of Siaya County, the site of Kenya's first nuclear power plant, and specifically to my brother, the late Honorable Raila Odinga, who, as an engineer himself, took the lead in getting the people of Siaya to understand what this was all about. I encourage you to seek a deeper understanding of the immense economic benefits that this project will bring, from high-value jobs to infrastructure development. During the peak construction phase, the nuclear project will generate up to 10,000 jobs, ranging from high-skilled, high-specialized engineering roles and across the board to all other available engagements. Once operational, it will provide hundreds of permanent well-paying technical positions. Local technical and vocational education and training institutions will see increased investment to equip residents with the skills needed to take up all the opportunities that will be available. In addition, to support a facility of this magnitude, the government and developers will undertake significant upgrades to local infrastructure, including roads and other facilities. And this will also include improved water supply systems, modern healthcare facilities, new schools, community centers, and enhanced telecommunication. Additionally, with thousands of workers living in the area, the project will stimulate local economy by increasing demand for housing, hospitality, retail, and agricultural produce, while enabling local enterprises to grow and scale. Ladies and gentlemen, Kenya welcomes the COP28 declaration to triple global nuclear energy capacity by 2050, and Kenya will be in that equation. Achieving this ambition will require all nations to scale up their efforts and adopt concrete, realistic, and implementation plans. For this to materialize, we must also re-examine the financing architecture for nuclear power projects. While the private sector will play an increasingly important role, multilateral development banks, including the World Bank, have a critical role to play in assessing project bankability and providing affordable financing. This morning, in another occasion where we were discussing investment opportunities in Kenya, we were looking at how energy is going to be part of the incentives that the government of Kenya is going to offer to people who want to set up their factories, their operations in Kenya. And this morning, we signed deals of close to $3 billion in 10 counties, from Bungoma to Eldoret to Kericho to Nakuru to Nairobi here, Kiambu, Kitui, Machakos, Kilifi, and Mombasa County. All these investments will mean that we need expanded energy requirements. And therefore, as we progress, it is inevitable for us to do this. I remember one occasion when I was privileged to, with President Joe Biden, to sign an agreement between Microsoft Kenya and G42 on data centers. And I was very happy when I came back to Kenya because I thought I had an investment of $1 billion to be set up in Kenya, until I was told that we need 1,000 megawatts to operationalize the data center. And when I looked at 1,000 megawatts, it meant I have to shut down half the country. So we've had to delay the investment for us to be able to generate enough energy to undertake that development. I therefore call on international organizations and other institutions to support the enabling conditions for nuclear energy development, including policy, capacity building, financing mechanisms, and the establishment of a level playing field for all zero-emission energy sources. Ladies and gentlemen, central to this journey is our commitment to establish a world-class regulatory framework aligned with the international best practice. We recognize that a robust, independent, and transparent regulatory system is the foundation of a successful nuclear program. And I have been informed that the regulator for nuclear is today domiciled at the Ministry of Health. And it doesn't make a lot of sense. So we will realign that to make sure that is in the right place for it to undertake this very significant and consequential undertaking. Kenya will therefore enact comprehensive legislation and adhere to the highest global standards of nuclear safety, security, and safeguards as we build a regulatory framework that inspires both domestic confidence and international partnership. Kenya has continued to work closely with international partners, including the United States, in advancing the implementation of its nuclear power program. I remember having this conversation in my last visit to Korea with the President of South Korea, and I am very happy that in this meeting we have partners from the United States, from Korea, from France, and this morning, again, we had participants in the earlier meeting I was in the investment conference of countries from Europe, from the US, from China, from Singapore, from India, from Australia, again showing the collaboration across the board and the coming together of all actors for us to be able to fashion the transformation that is necessary for us to take our country to the next level. Through this collaboration, we have become a partner in the foundational infrastructure of responsible use of small modular reactor technology program, supporting the responsible development of nuclear energy. In addition, Kenya and the United States have signed a memorandum of understanding on strategic civil nuclear cooperation. Kenya is now on track to conclude the 123 agreement within the next 3 months. And therefore, I want to encourage all of us as we look into the future. I am very confident that we have built an ecosystem that is robust enough to support the development of nuclear energy as part of the development of all the other sources of energy, from geothermal through hydro to solar to wind. I was very happy when I got the brief on what is going on in Siaya, that our KenGen is going to take the lead in the implementation of this project, because KenGen has already built a lot of capacity over the last almost maybe 50 years. Whenever I speak in conferences and I say that we have probably one of the largest geothermal energy sources in Kenya, many people wonder that Kenya is a powerhouse in geothermal energy production. We are going to build on the capacity already existing in KenGen to be able to drive our progress into nuclear energy, because there is a lot that is shared by engineers from the geothermal space going into nuclear, and we build a pool of resources and capabilities that will enable us move faster. In any case, I have no doubt in my mind on the capacity of Kenyan human capital to undertake any assignment. We have, and I say this very proudly and without fear of any contradiction, we have one of the best human capital anywhere in the world, in Kenya. This is not to underestimate any other people, but just making a statement of fact. As I conclude, let me reaffirm that nuclear energy will be a true game changer for Kenya. It will sustainably and safely power our industries, accelerate our development, and propel us firmly on the path to a first world economy. In James's words to Canaan, in the words of the senator of Siaya, to Canaan through Singapore. Thank you very much. God bless you. Have a great afternoon.
Thank you. Another round of applause to His Excellency. Let us kindly take our seats briefly, very briefly. Your Excellency, I seek your indulgence